The final week of SFLm pool play kicks off right now. Good evening and welcome to the Second City, where the undefeated Chicago Warriors host the winless Bossier City Steamers. Chicago looks to clinch the #1 seed in the double elimination tournament, while Bossier City hopes to improve their standing and carry some momentum into next week. I am John Warren, along with my broadcast colleague, Eddie Gage. Eddie, tonight we have a matchup between the highest scoring Warriors and the second lowest scoring Steamers. What is the X factor for both teams to end pool play on the right note?
SFL Nation, what up, dude? Third time's the charm. I'm back in the building, hoping to get this right the third time around. I've been screwing up the first couple of weeks, but hey, let's see what we do tonight, y'all. And just like you said, for Chicago, they want to keep pace and giving the ball to their main money man down there, toting the rock for them. And it's going to be a great contest tonight. I think for Bossier to have a chance to win this game, they're going to have to contain that running game for Chicago. They already have 7 rushing touchdowns on the season. And if Bossier City is going to have any chance to stay competitive in this contest, they're going to have to find a way to slow down that running attack.
Yeah, Isaac Knox has been absolutely unbelievable this season. Looks like Chicago's going to get the ball first. A lot of light blue on the field. Just remember, Chicago's got that red going on, representing the city of Chicago officially. We are kicking off right now. Here we go, kicking off week 3 of pool play. And bringing it out to the 30-yard line. Good return. Another broken tackle. Wow, we've got a huge return, opening play, and he might take it to the house. Henry McGee with a touchdown right off the bat. Chicago on the board, not even 15 seconds off the clock yet. What a start to this game, and wow, you cannot imagine a worse start for Bossier City. We thought they needed to contain their offense, but they need to contain their special teams.
3 phases to the game: offense, defense, and special teams. And Chicago, like he just said, right out of the gate, first play from scrimmage, returns the opening kickoff to the house. And this is not the start, like you said, that Bossier City needed. They're already having a hard time scoring points, and you just gifted Chicago 6 points right out of the gate.
Henry McGee was averaging 24 yards a kick return. Before that, he just took that one to the house. That is an unbelievable start. Hudson James going to try to get Chicago the full 7. And he does. So right off the bat, Eddie, how does Bossier City respond to this kind of immediate onslaught? How do they take a breath and start this first offensive series?
Well, one thing you can't do is hit the panic button. They got to stay within the confines of their offense. Try to forget about it. It's the next play mentality you got to have, kind of like a cornerback who just got beat on a touchdown. Just got to have that next play mentality and try to move forward and stay within the confines of your offense.
Alice Itera with a decent return. Of course, it's not a 90-yard touchdown scamper, but Alice gives Bossier City some decent starting field possession. And Imen Kopech, starting quarterback for the Bossier City Steamers, going to come in and try to respond to that opening kickoff return.
Got decent starting field position. Let's see what they can do with it.
Yeah, and Imen Kopech has had an up and down regular season, 3 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Hopefully he can be a little more steady this game. Starts with a toss out to the flat to Nick Twice, who runs out of bounds after about a 9-yard gain.
First play of the game to come out 5 wide. I mean, you want to talk about just giving your quarterback a mind, just that's a lot of confidence that the coaching staff has in him to bring him out from 5 wide in the first play of the game.
Hey, confidence is probably what you need to respond to something like that. A quick score, come out swinging. Hand off to Rainstorm, who will get the first down after about a 4-yard carry. The Bossier City offense is led by Imen Kopech. Bismarck Wright carrying the rock alongside Rainstorm, Nick Twice, Bubba Tree, Alice Itera wide receivers, Adam Grabowski tight end, and Olin Thump at tackle. And then Kopeck back and absolutely nailed in the backfield. That was a brilliant sack.
A lot of time in the pocket, and next thing you know, you look up and that time ran out. Got to survey the defense. If it's not there, you got to either throw that ball away or take off with it.
Yeah, man, Kopeck has got to keep his head on a swivel there. That line did not hold up on that rush. Drops back to pass. Man, Kopeck, he was going to take off, but then he was hit again for another sack. That time, it looked like he was going to take off and run. Could not get anywhere after that. Chicago's defense, that front four, anchored by James Ramos and Brenda Puff, linebackers Casper Haddock and Stuart Goetz, cornerbacks Ryan Cook and Michaela Foraker, and Tyler Highfield at safety.
Got the strong safety down in the box trying to take away any intermediate passes. If the line holds up, they can have something deep.
Oh, here we go. Amen Kopeck with a scramble. Does not get nearly enough for the first down. He was just trying to get something going there. Could not find any receivers downfield, and Bossier City is going to have to punt.
Bossier City has been facing the defense playing very aggressive on the. I mean, they are playing right up on the line of scrimmage with these corners so far.
Yep. Nice hang time on this punt. Chicago fields it at about the 23. I thought they was going to call a fair catch, but I guess Henry McGee thought, hey, I could maybe take this one to the house too, but did not go anywhere on that one.
Trying to make a name for himself.
Exactly. Chicago going to start at the 23-yard line.
Up already 7-0, and the offense is just not hitting the field to come out and split spread 3 wide receivers.
Split 3 wide, 2 behind. Dylan Petty drops back pass. And let's see, a lot of time in the pocket, throws it deep, and it is incomplete at midfield. He was looking for a receiver deep. Dylan Petty had all day to look for a receiver, but could not come up with anything there.
Big 7-step drop. You need a lot of trust in your offensive line to hold up for you. And that time, guard Tyler Spencer and company did a great job of giving the pass protection they need, but unfortunately, no one can get open downfield.
Yes, they did. Another 3 wide, 2 on the far side, 1 near, 2 behind Dylan Petty. Drops back, has another long time, and that pass is caught on the sideline by Henry McGee, who was just doing absolutely everything for Chicago in the early going. Chicago's
back-to-back plays. They got great pass protection.
They did. And that's Tyler Spencer at guard, the rest of the offense. Dylan Petty at quarterback, Isaac Knox, the bruiser at running back, Henry McGee, Hingle McCringleberry, Bobby Tarantino at wide receiver, Rochelle Johnson at Bob Ruiz second, and Tyler Gregory tight ends. Sends the tight end in motion. Dylan Petty's got a 3rd and 3 ahead of him. 1 in the backfield, handoff to, fakes it to Isaac Knox. Passes to Henry McGee. In unbelievable coverage, still manages to come up with the ball, and that is a very timely first down for Dylan Petty and the Chicago Warriors.
Very tight coverage. I thought that pass was going to be at minimum batted away, potentially intercepted, but got a bit too aggressive, overplayed the ball, and Chicago's going to move the chains. Yeah,
K-Magic over on Bossier City had an opportunity there, but could not get their hands on it. May Carter, Oliver Ridge anchor this defensive line for Bossier City with Lucas Gilbert and Zach Benjamin at linebacker, K-Magic at corner, and Ronnie Shanahan Jr. at safety. A nice handoff to Isaac Knox, who gets few yards, about 4 yards on the carry. Chicago looking at a 2nd and 6.
Chicago loves this split offense. They come out in it about 3 times already here in this opening drive.
3 behind Dylan Petty in a stacked backfield, 1 wide to the far side. He sends Henry McGee in motion, who comes back to the line. Pitch out to Isaac Knox, who bounces to the outside, 50-yard line, spin move, and gets a couple of yards at midfield, 3rd and 5. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or just meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. Pass out to the sideline. Dylan Knox with a great, what a move to get some extra yardage. Isaac Knox with a pass from Dylan Petty in the flat, got a ton of yards after the catch. This connection has been working all regular season long in the passing game, in the running game. Isaac Knox has just been so much for this Chicago offense.
Showing his versatility, already with 500 yards rushing, entering this contest with 7 rushing touchdowns. This time goes out in the flat, catches the pass, showing that he's more than just a guy that receives the ball via handoff.
And if he gets that part of his game going, I mean, we may be looking at the next dominant running back in the league. Dylan Petty with a pass out to the near side, only got about a couple yards on that 1st and 10, and now they've got 2nd and 8.
Lucas Gilbert, the developmental player on the tackle out of Portland.
Dylan Knox, Isaac Knox lines up behind Dylan Petty. Petty sends tight end in motion. We got a bunch of receivers on the near side. Let's see what happens. Drop back. A lot of time for Dylan Petty. Goes deep to the end zone, and it's caught by Henry McGee. What can't he do? Returns the kickoff for the touchdown, has the first offensive touchdown for Chicago. Henry McGee having an all-timer so far in the early going.
They come out in a pair slot, sent the tight end in motion, flooded the zone, and with all day to throw, that is just too much time for a cornerback to sit back there trying to read between a tight end and 2 wide receivers lined up on the same side of the field. Easy pitch and catch, but in order for that to happen, you need great pad protection, and they got it.
Yeah, Bossier City might have to get creative with some of their rush looks, because they're not getting any pressure on Dylan Petty in the backfield.
None whatsoever.
So we're halfway through the first. We got a big lead from Chicago. We kind of expected this, although Bossier City's defense has been surprisingly good all season. 5 interceptions. They've created some pressure at different times, but they just haven't been able to do anything like that yet. Bossier City takes this kick and takes it out. Another decent return, almost to the 30-yard line for Alice Atera. Another decent return for her.
And Bossier City right now needs to put a drive together, keep their defense off the field for a bit, and try to manufacture some points.
Absolutely. And then Kopech has got 2 receivers in the near side with Bismarck right behind him. Pitches out to Bismarck right, who gets about 6 yards on that carry.
Great job containing the linebacker, Casper Haddock, who was trying to get out there, unable to do so, which allowed him to pick up 6 yards.
Absolutely. Kopech with Storm and right. Hands off to right. Good look. Chicago's defense was just not ready for that near side handoff. First down, Bismarck right. Bossier City moving the ball.
Line up a tight end on the end of the line to the right of the right tackle. And that play was open as soon as they said hike.
2 receivers far side. Another handoff to right, who gets blasted at about the 39-yard line. That was a big hit.
That tight end who made the block on that previous play is Arizona Scorpion tight end Adam Grabowski. Love that dude.
He's got a big frame, big body, good at blocking, good in the passing game. And then Kopech tries to get out to the outside and gets wrapped up in the backfield. That was a huge sack from Brenda Puff, who wraps up Iman Kopech in the backfield for another sack. Chicago's been busy in the backfield. Not what you want to see if you are a Bossier City fan.
They brought both linebackers and a starting strong safety on the blitz. Tyler Highfield came from about 7 yards down trying to get to the quarterback.
3rd and 11 for Bossier City, drops back, and then Kopech's got a lot of time, passes it out to Nick Twice, who was falling making that catch and was touched down well before the line to gain. It is 4th and 6, and Bossier City is going to have to punt.
Going to force a punt. And if Bossier City is going to get back into this game, they're going to need their defense to step up and make a play.
Another punt for Bossier City, back to the 19. It is not fair, caught by Henry McGee, and is in fact returned about 6 yards to Chicago's 25-yard line. Henry McGee just deciding he's going to put the entire team on his back in the early going.
Both teams, special teams units, are refusing to settle for a fair catch and trying to make a play for themselves.
Well, you can't say it's not exciting, Eddie. You never know what'll happen. Big hits, fumbles, muff punts, big returns. We got it all.
Suicidal, but exciting.
Dylan Petty back with this offense again. 25-yard line. 2 behind him. 2 to the near side. 1 far side. Hands off to Isaac Knox, who gets very little on that play. About 1 yard. Stopped by Lucas Gilbert.
I will say that they've done a pretty good job so far containing this running game by Chicago. It's the passing game that's getting them.
Yeah, Isaac Knox has got more yards through the air than he does on the ground so far. So I bet that changes, but so far. Henry McGee, another catch. Tries to make something of it by spinning to the outside. Only gets about a couple yards. 3rd and 7 coming up for Chicago.
First, 3rd and long situation for Chicago. Let's see if Bossier City's defense can clamp down and get a stop.
Petty in a single set, drops back to pass. Gets a ton of time again. Has a lot of time, but oh, that is almost intercepted by Ronnie Shanahan Jr. But it is dropped, and Chicago's going to have to punt for the first time in this game. 4th and 7. About a minute left in the first quarter.
The pass protection by Chicago has been magnificent tonight. But that being said, they did a great job of forcing the defense off the field regardless.
Yeah, the coverage on that drive for Bossier City was much better than it had been. They forced that 3 and out. And another no fair catch for the punt return. He does. It's exciting. Let me tell you. And Nick Twice gets about 6 yards on that return. Bossier City set up a great field position at their own 44-yard line.
Great starting field position. Let's see what they can do with it and try to cut into this deficit.
Yeah, I think Kopech is going to have to get Nick Twice, Bubba Tree, Alice Satera a little bit more involved. Try get some passes going. He hasn't had a lot of great pass protection, so he's got 3 on the near side bunched up. Oof. God, he got hit again.
Yep, hit right as he threw.
Falls to the ground. Meant for Atera, but didn't even get close to her. 2nd and 10 coming up.
You wonder if Atera is related to Merrick Atera of the former Las Vegas Fury.
Good point, Eddie. Got 2 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near, 1 behind. Iman Kopech drops back. Pass protection holds up a little bit better this time. And this is a huge pass to Bubba Tree for the touchdown. Got behind everyone, and that was just, you see what happens when you have good pass protection. And Iman Kopech had time, scanned the field. Bubba Tree getting free for the touchdown. Bossier City on the board and still in this game.
Chicago audible out of their original play call. Brought a slot corner over. I thought they were going to line him up in zone, but he ended up blitzing out of that slot corner spot. Did not get to the quarterback, and he got enough time in the pass protection to get that pass out. And in one play, Bossier City has now cut this game that deficit in half.
Yeah, and it feels like it's what they needed, right? I mean, if you're going to go up against what looks to be the best team in the SFLm, you're going to have to get some big plays like that. Bossier City needed it and got it.
I know what it was. It was, with that tight end they got out there, Adam Grabowski from Arizona. They know what a threat he is, and he got triple teamed, and they forgot about Bubba Tree.
They forgot about Bubba. So Henry McGee with another return, kick return, another outstanding return.
Yeah.
Does not go to the house, but gets to the 35-yard line. Henry McGee, we're maybe looking at a single game kick return record if we're not careful.
At this rate, already with 129 yards of return. Got a $5 super chat from Dylan Petty. Says, if I'm on the field, something always ends up in the game always ends up in a QB kneel.
Oh wow! All right, Dylan Petty back here. Delay handoff to Isaac Knox, who gets about 5 yards on the carry.
That sounds like something from that Seattle pedigree would say. That I like the confidence though. That's fantastic.
Dylan Petty with 3 in the backfield and 1 receiver on the near side. A big jumbo package, and then Isaac Knox gets, I think, enough yards for the first down. Yes, he does. There's a lot of traffic in there. Isaac Knox able to get the first down, and Chicago does not have to run another play before the end of the first quarter.
Tight end Rochelle Johnson lined up in the backfield with a great block to spring that play.
That was a great block, and we've got a good game here. Chicago leading 14-7. Looks like they were going to go right into next week's tournament with a easy win, but Bossier City making it interesting, putting some points on the board right before the end of the quarter. Thanks for joining us here.
Football on a Tuesday. Gotta love it.
Gotta love it. Second quarter begins with Chicago working on just about midfield. Dylan Petty, 2 in the backfield. Delayed handoff again to Isaac Knox. Nice spin move. Gets about 9.5 yards on that carry. Knox is starting to get it going for this Chicago run game.
Yeah, got up a delayed run and caught the linebackers dropping back in coverage, anticipating pass.
Chicago's liking this 3 in the backfield jumbo formation, tight end out to the right. Dylan Petty putting another man in motion, extra blocker on the right side. Decent. Nice coverage.
They gave him a first down.
They're going to give Knox the first down. It will be interesting to see if they take a look at this. I thought that spot was a bit generous, but
so did I.
They get the first down anyway. Dylan Petty will take it. Only 2 behind Petty now. 2 wide receivers out on the far side. Drops back. Whoa! Batted down at the line. That was really close.
Oliver Red, 6'5", 250 pounds, jumped up as if he was 6'9", 210 pounds. Did you see the hops on that young man?
That was a big jump. I don't know about you, Eddie. I don't want a 6'5", 250-pound defensive end jumping at me like that.
Not at all.
Dylan Petty's life flashed before his eyes, but he's got a 2nd and 10 here at the 44-yard line. 2 behind Petty, drops back to pass, and it is it is off the hands of the tight end Abad Ruiz the second. Could not come down with that. He's gonna have to pull those in.
Yeah, it was tight coverage. He had to jump to make it, but if it hits your hands, you got to come up with it. 3rd down and 10. Got
to do it. 3rd and 10 here. Bunch formation on the left side of Dylan Petty. Drops back to pass. Had some good time there. The timing on that route was off, and it was incomplete attempt to Bobby Tarantino. 4th and 10. Punt team is going to come out.
Great job by Bossier City's defense to respond. and force a punt trying to get back into this game.
Yeah, it was. It looked like Chicago was going to have a decent drive there, but it stalls at midfield. The punter comes out, going to try to put this into the corner.
Great
Fair
punt.
catch called and caught at the 20-yard line.
Great punt. Pin him deep in the corner. Not allow him an outlet, and the gunner did a great job getting downfield to field it.
Yeah, it was good coverage. I think it was the first fair catch that we've had in the game. So we knew it had to happen. It was all the way in the second quarter. Okay, now Amon Kopech back with two wide receivers on the near side. Pitch out to the running back, Bismarck Wright, who gets only about a yard on that play. Nice
Second
stop
time we've seen that play called. First time it gained 6 yards, but Chicago is on to it now.
Exactly. Stuart Gott's back there on the outside for Chicago with the wrap tackle. Stop that play before it got going. Drop back.
Look out.
Oh, man, look out. Indeed. Man, Kopech gets absolutely blasted again. I think that's maybe the fourth sack that Bossier City's line has given up in this game so far. That is just outstanding rushing from this Chicago front. What a hit in the backfield. 3rd and 13. Bossier City going in the wrong direction.
Right tackle never stood a chance. Just did not have the foot quickness to get around the edge and get the block.
Now 3 receivers, 2 Kopech's right, 1 to the left. Right in the backfield. 3rd and 13. Kopech drops back
Look
in, and
out.
he is going to get hit again for a loss of 7. What an unbelievable defensive series for Chicago. Bossier City, that is not what they need, and they're going to have to punt this one back to Chicago.
Yeah, if you're a Bossier City fan, you're disappointed because the defense just forced a punt, and now you're trying to get yourself back in this ball game, but back-to-back sacks because of the pressure. Second down was bad enough. Third down, you can't really blame them because you know the defensive line is coming, but second down, they got to do a better job in pad protection to get their offensive chance.
Yeah, they do. They probably ought to change their protection model. If they know they're going to get the rush, then probably need to send an extra blocker back there. Long punt. A tall punt, but not a long punt. Henry McGee catches it. No fair catch, and returns it about 5 yards to the Bossier City 40. So Chicago set up with unbelievable field position.
Great starting field position here in the second quarter.
Dylan Petty has gotten Isaac Knox going a bit in the run game, but it stalled out a little bit in the last drive. He sends Henry McGee in motion to the near side. They're pretty bunched up on the near side of the field. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's going to be a pass, drop backs. He's getting so much time again. Wow, he had a man open in the seam. That was Abad Ruiz. That was just overthrown. That wasn't Ruiz's fault. Dylan Petty had a bunch of time back there.
He was back there looking at the head coach, confirming the play, looking downfield, playing eeny, meeny, mighty, mo, trying to figure out which receiver he's going to throw it to, made a sandwich, and
he was putting
tied his shoes.
He was door dashing his Portillo's order.
Yeah. Portillo. That sounds good right now.
Yeah. All right, 3rd and 10. Petty drops back to pass. He has all the time in the world once again. And what a one-handed catch from Henry McGee. A first down. And boy, what can't Henry McGee do for the Chicago Warriors?
And I don't put that on the secondary. I put it on his defensive line. They're going to have to put forth a better effort. There's no corner, linebacker, or safety in this league who can defend these guys man-to-man or a zone like this for this long and expect to continue to come up with results. You got to get pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, when you have that kind of time, your routes can just develop, all over the field, and that's what we saw. Henry McGee got free. You can't leave him too much time. Pass out to the flat, again to Henry McGee, and oh, wow, that was, he almost took it to the house, made a man miss on that catch, and they are set up 1st and goal with another amazing catch and run from Henry McGee. 6 catches, 90 yards.
Yeah, took a bad angle trying to bring him down, and as a result, McGee ran right by him, and first and goal as they are now in the SFL red zone.
They are indeed in the red zone. Let's see if Isaac Knox gets the call here. 3 in the backfield for blocking. Instead, Petty will drop back to pass. Passes it into the end zone. Deflected at the line. Dangerous pass from Dylan Petty, but it goes to the ground. 2nd and goal coming up for Chicago.
Zach Benjamin is an outside linebacker, but he played there like a corner. Great job in zone coverage.
Yeah, that's another bunch formation in the backfield. Jumbo set with a tight end to the near side. Another blocking scheme. Isaac Knox gets the handoff, but only gets a couple yards on that carry. Blocking did not really hold up there. The Bossier City defense got there pretty quick. Were able to stop Knox from getting to the end zone.
Bossier City packed the paint that time, insistent on making Chicago beat him with an outside run, but the offense came right to him.
Bossier stacking the box again. Toss out left to Isaac Knox, who gets stopped in the backfield by Zach Benjamin. What a play by Zach Benjamin, forcing the field goal attempt here for Chicago. Hudson James coming out to try to put 3 on the board for Chicago, and that is a win in my book for Bossier City.
Zach Benjamin on first down showed his versatility in defending the pass. On third down, he showed his power and strength to bring Knox down in the open field. Great job. He's trying to make himself a first-round draft pick. If he continues to make efforts like this, he will be.
You are absolutely right. If you are new to the simulation, are you liking the game so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLm action and help the channel grow through your support. Touchback for the Bossier City Steamers. They will start this next drive at the 20-yard line.
20-yard line, like you said, it's got to be a win for the defense, considering Chicago's starting from field position on that last drive. Let's see if they can put some points together of their own to close out this first half.
Bossier City has just not really been able to do much aside from that huge touchdown pass. They've just not been able to move the ball or give Amin Kopech enough time to get something going downfield. 3 receivers to the far side. Amin Kopech drops back to pass, and it is tipped. Dangerous pass into coverage. Tyler Highfield almost had an interception, but it bounced off his hands. 2nd and 10 for Bossier City.
Great defense by Chicago. They actually threw it into the weakness of that defense, but it was still able to come up and make a play. That's outstanding.
Absolutely. 2 receivers to the left of Amin Kopech. Right behind him, 1 receiver to the far side. Hands off to right, who gets makes a man miss. And he has got a big hole on the right side, brought down at the 42-yard line. That is a huge run for Bismarck Wright. 35 yards on the day, none bigger than that carry right there.
Look at number 10, Nick Twice. If he blocks number 99, that will be a touchdown, but he mistimed the angle and just missed him. Or perhaps he made a business decision because he's twice as big as him. But had he made that block, Bossier City might be dancing in the end zone right now.
Downfield blocking, one of those things that goes so underrated for wide receivers. And then Kopech drops back again and passes it, connects to Bubba Tree, who had that massive touchdown catch in the first quarter, coming up big in traffic there to give Bossier City a first down.
Back-to-back explosive plays by Bossier City as their offense is starting to wake up a bit, trying to make a dent into this deficit here to close down this second quarter.
Bubba Tree, as you can see there, 2 catches, 76 yards, and that huge touchdown we mentioned in the first quarter. That was also a huge catch just now. 2 receivers to the right, Amin Kopech, 1 to the left. Bismarck gets the handoff and only gets about a yard on that carry.
I don't mind the play call, though. They've been trying to run the ball a bit more on this drive, and you want to take the pressure off your quarterback by giving those defensive linemen something to think about with that run game.
Yeah, you're right. You want to establish some balance if you can get right going. I agree. I think the play call is good. Kopech sends Nick twice in motion to the near side. He is followed by a defender. Man coverage here. Oh, it's hit the backfield with a fumble. And it is picked up by Brenda Puff, who is rumbling and stumbling to the end zone. A fumble recovered for a touchdown for Chicago. What a turn of events, just as Bossier City was moving the ball. And then Kopech again, protection breaking down, strip sack, fumble return for a touchdown. Brenda Puff.
And I wish we'd have got a wider view of that replay, because Chicago lined up in what Philadelphia Eagles used to call a wide nine, lining their defensive ends up way outside of the tackle. Makes it very hard to get out there to defend it. You need athletic tackles to be able to make those plays and get out there and make those blocks. Oh, and we got a challenge here.
We just wait a second.
Yeah.
Let's take a retroactive look at this play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at GoRetroid.com. Listen, in real speed, Eddie, this looked like a strip sack to me.
I thought it was too.
I want to see this replay because this looked good to me. But whoa, that's
50-50. I don't know.
It's that empty hand. If I say they call it like that on the field, I think it stands. But we're going to see if they agree that that's an empty hand. It looked like empty hand to me.
It was close. It was right there. They caught an incomplete pass.
Wow, they overturn it. So Brenda Puff's return for a touchdown taken off the board.
Yeah.
What a break for Bossier City. Brenda Puff, we thought, had 2 back-to-back weeks with a touchdown. Game is still young. She could still get one, but that was a huge play taken off the board, and what a break for Bossier City.
A break indeed. Wow, wow.
Huge break. Let's see if Amin Kopech gets just a handoff to Bismarck Wright. Interesting play call there, Eddie.
Very interesting, considering that Chicago brought the blitz and ran right into the teeth of the defense.
Makes me think that maybe they don't trust this line in a pass rush situation to hold up. That is going to be a tough call going forward. And a punt from Bossier City. Huge hang time on this one. And it's going to go out of bounds at about the 22-yard line.
Dylan Petty with a $2 super chat. I'm not sure if I can even repeat this without getting him in trouble, but he just slipped the refs $2 for that call.
Listen, no comment. None
at all.
All right, well, Dylan Petty is going to try to get Chicago down the field after that big play was taken off the board on the defensive side. Handoff to Isaac Knox, who gets 2 yards on the carry. The offseason in the SFL heats up this weekend, starting with the Season 22 schedule release. So on Saturday, December 9th, teams can begin re-signing players at 10 a.m. Eastern on Sunday, December 10th. And free agents will get the spotlight on the Free Agency Frenzy live stream at 6 p.m. Eastern later that evening. It's all coming up this weekend on SFL YouTube and SimulationSFL.net. Another huge catch from Henry McGee, about 9 yards, 8.5 yards on that catch. 3rd and 1 for Chicago.
Impressive catch. I mean, you got Lucas Gilbert and Zach Benjamin both on each side of you, ready to just knock you unconscious. But Henry McGee had no fear whatsoever and brought that pass in.
He hung in there. Another stacked backfield. 2 blockers for Isaac Knox, and he gets sprung for about 15 yards on that carry. 1st and 10 Chicago. These blocking schemes in this running game are starting to wear down this Bossier City defense.
Strong power out. You got a tailback, a fullback, and a tight end in the backfield. And you got a tight end lined up to the left tackle's left side. Hard to, try to contain that.
It is tough. Yeah, you're setting up blockers to get downfield for you. Petty drops back to pass and gets this out to Bobby Tarantino for a first down. So Dylan Petty's got the Chicago Warriors offense in rhythm right now. Bossier City a little bit on their back foot.
One thing we have not seen yet from Bossier City is the blitz. I don't think we've seen it dialed up once yet. And if they're going to continue to give Chicago this much time to work the ball downfield, they're going to die a slow death.
Yeah, this line for Chicago is holding up against normal pressure in a way that I have not seen in the SFL in quite some time. So they're going to have to send some more folks to the house, to home, to try to get Dylan Petty down in the backfield. And we are at the 2-minute warning. Good game so far. We thought maybe Chicago would break away here. Bossier City stayed in it. They got that break. 2 minutes left in the half. See Dylan Petty's stat line right there. 10 of 17 for 132 yards and that one touchdown. It's going to send Henry McGee in motion to the near side. Knox alone in the backfield. Single set with one tight end to the right. Good protection again. Oh my God, it's picked off. It is picked off over the middle. What a turn of events. The corner was right there. He was sitting in the middle of the field. I guess Dylan Petty did not see him.
Clearly
Zone coverage right there. It was intended for Hingle McCringleberry, and it goes straight into the arms of the corner for Bossier City. What a huge break. They got that touchdown, take it off the board, and now the pick. They're in business.
I'm not going to give Dylan Petty too much fault because he was looking at number 20 sacking back, and perhaps he's going to follow the deepest man, but he didn't. He let him go and came up with that interception.
Now Emenko Peck goes deep, and it is overthrown.
Great coverage.
That was good coverage. Bubba Tree had a step, but it was tight coverage. Emenko Peck just put a little too much air under that one.
Can't blame him for that one. That was tight.
No, it was a good shot, too. I mean, I don't blame. I think it was a good play call. Take a shot. You get the ball back after the pick. You got to try something. Bubba Tree obviously has had a great game so far. You got to take a shot. 2 behind. Kopech. Kopech drops back to pass. Pass to the flat to Rainstorm, who gets a good run after the catch. 7 yards for Rainstorm.
3rd down and 3, runs out of bounds to stop the clock. 1:45 left. They have all 3 timeouts. Let's see how aggressive they get here to try to pick up this first down, keep their offense on the field.
Bossier City does get the ball at the beginning of the second half, so they would love to do a 2-for-1 here at the end of the first. Handoff to Rainstorm. Great play call. Chicago not ready for it. Another decent gain for Rainstorm, about 7 yards on that carry and the first down.
Chicago anticipating pass, and both the edge rushers were looking for the quarterback, and meanwhile the ball carrier ran right by him.
Yes, he did. Kopech is set up 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line of Chicago. 2 receivers near side, 1 far. Bismarck Wright is lined up in the backfield. Sets Bubba Tree in motion to the far side. Handoff to Bismarck Wright on the right side. Gets nice, just churning his legs to get 6 yards on that carry. Bossier City will call their first timeout.
First time out of 3. That's a very slow developing play as he has to run across the offensive line, but the offensive line did a great job of holding up and allows him to pick up 6.
Doing much better in the run game than in pass protection, and clearly the coaching staff has noticed. Kopech sends Alice Atera in motion to the near side. Got 5 on the play clock. Kopech snaps it, drops back to pass, and it goes, dangerous pass into triple coverage, trying to hit Nick twice up the right side of the field, but it falls incomplete. Just over a minute left in the second.
Nick Twice has made a couple of spectacular catches earlier here in the second quarter, but that you got to look elsewhere because he was blanketed.
He was indeed. A tight end to the left of Kopech with 2 receivers right in the backfield. Kopech goes again up the right side, and it is almost intercepted again. Another dangerous pass. Ryan Cook almost had the interception for the Warriors. That was an attempt to Bubba Tree.
Yeah.
And, it looked like maybe Kopech thought...
Oh, they're going for it.
They are going for it on 4th and 4. Bossier City deciding, hey, it's no man's land.
Yep.
3 bunch wide receivers to the far side. Kopech is trying to get some points on the board here for Bossier City. And
Look out.
Does not get enough time to get the pass off. He is sacked in the backfield by number 92. Chicago's defense comes through again. Another huge sack by this defensive front. And, the decision to go for it there. They didn't want to send their new kicker, Zach Theo, out there, I guess, to attempt a long field goal. I get it. But, it feels bad that they didn't come away with points on that drive.
If you're going to go for it on 4th down, I prefer they run it on 3rd down and get it a little bit closer.
Yeah, I totally agree, Eddie. 2-back split in the backfield. And Isaac Knox with a good first down carry for Chicago. They called their first timeout. That was such a good first down play. Chicago maybe looking to say, hey, we can maybe put some points up before the half.
That's the first time I've seen, I believe, Bossier City come out in man-to-man defense. And that time, Chicago countered by running the ball.
Yes, they did. Knox is having a pretty good game. 3 receivers out wide on the near side. Dylan Petty has all the time in the world and gets one out to Henry McGee at the 30-yard line up the left side of the field. What a nice play. A little bit soft on the coverage there for Bossier City. They played a little off of Henry McGee, who was able to get good space.
Cover 3 defense, and your job is to not let anyone get past you as that corner. But you only got 1 eligible receiver to that left side. You can be a bit more aggressive than that.
Absolutely. 119 yards in the passing game for Henry McGee, not to mention the 100+ in the return game. Dylan Petty on 1st and 10 drops back to pass. And, wow, that almost looked like it was intercepted, but it was caught by Henry McGee, who was blanketed by Bossier City, but still came away with the ball and the first down. Chicago is set up at the 17-yard line.
I thought Ronnie Shanahan was about to get an interception. That would have been an interception on back-to-back drives by Bossier City, but he just missed it.
It looked like it.
They come out in this formation about 4 or 5 times this drive already.
They have. And they send McGee in motion to the near side now, so we've only got 2 on one side, 2 on the other.
There's
Isaac in the backfield, and he has all the time in the world. Again, Petty does, but cannot hit his receiver in the end zone. 2nd and 10, Chicago.
Didn't get to the quarterback, but they brought pressure and forced him to throw the ball a bit before he wanted to, and that forced that incompletion.
Yeah, it looked like Petty was trying to get a 50-50 ball going, but just could not get the accuracy on that pass. Another bunch formation on the left side of Petty. Knox in the backfield. 1 receiver to the near side, 17-yard line. Petty drops back to pass. And he hits Henry McGee again for the touchdown. Henry McGee just sidesteps his defender, gets open, catches the ball. Touchdown, Chicago. And now they go up with 30 seconds left in the quarter, 23-7, with a chance to make it 24.
K-Magic just misplaced this ball. I thought it was going to be a pick, but perhaps the arm strength of the quarterback misread it, and the ball got there a bit quicker than they anticipated, and now Chicago has been getting to open up on this lead just a bit.
That kind of aggressive playing has led to 6 interceptions now for Bossier City in just 2.5 games. But sometimes that aggressive play, gets you in trouble with giving up touchdowns. So Chicago looks like they were going to be looking at a one-score game heading into the half. They get that fourth down stop against Bossier City, and they go right down the field, score a touchdown, and they are now up 24-7, which is 30 seconds left in the half.
2 timeouts left for Bossier City. Let's see what kind of return they can get to potentially set themselves up for a score. And they're not going to be able to because of that great kick.
Yeah, Alisatera has been having some nice returns. That one went to Nick twice, and twice decided to just kneel it in the back of the end zone. Start this thing at the 20. It would not surprise me, Eddie, if they just hand this off to Bismarck Wright a couple times and go into the locker room to think about it.
I would not be surprised either, but we see me come in this formation and run a toss to the left
true.
side. Let's see what happens.
Split out to the left side is right. Another toss to the left. You called it, Eddie. And a spin move. Good first down. Oh, another spin move. Bismarck Wright with 2 spin cycles. And Bossier City says, hey, you do something like that, we're going to call a timeout and give Iman Kopech a chance to put points on the board before the half.
Yeah, but you'd like to see Bismarck get out of bounds there to preserve that timeout.
Yeah, he tried to get some extra yardage. It cost him some time. I agree. He probably should have just stepped out of bounds after that first miss, but just trying to make something happen. Kopech sends a man in motion to the near side. Another handoff to Wright, who goes out left again and lowers his shoulder, but cannot make his man miss this time. Only 3 yards on that carry, and Bossier City will call their final timeout.
You see the versatility. The first time they came out in that setting, ran a toss. This time they ran a power play. Just gives the defense something to think about in the second half. You can't just key in on that toss play.
Yeah, they have been not super inventive, I would say, with some of their play calling, but they've caught Chicago sleeping a couple times, so I guess I understand it. Nick Twice goes in motion, 2 receivers near side, 1 far, 2 behind. Kopech in the backfield. He drops back to pass, and again he does an off his back foot pump fake, does not fake anyone, gets sacked. A huge loss on the play, and Bossier City is just going to let this time run out. Oh my goodness. He has got to just throw that away. Brenda Puff is having an outstanding game for Chicago on this defensive line, and they will indeed let this clock run out. Chicago up 24-7 at the end of the half. An interesting game here in the Windy City. Some seeding on the line here in the final week of the pool play in the SFLm. Eddie, what did you see in the first half that has got you thinking about the second?
Chicago, their run game, which had over 500 yards through 2 games, has been relatively held in check, but their passing game stepped up in the absence of their rushing attack, and they've picked up the pace here and put up points in bunches, 24-7 at the half, including that kickoff return for a touchdown that really, set the table for them and allowed them to relax and just settle into the offense, not having to put too much pressure on themselves with that kickoff return. 10 catches for 140 plus yards. My goodness, that is insane numbers here for one half of play. But is Bossier going to get back into this ball game? They're going to have to look for Nick Twice, but not so much when he's double and triple cover. They got to look for him in zone situations across the middle of the field. That's where he's had his success at. But I also like to see them get Adam Grabowski involved, Scorpion. That guy's a ball player. They get him involved as well.
Absolutely. Welcome back to the Second City for the second half of SFLm action between the Chicago Warriors and Bossier City Steamers. 7 sacks in the first half for this Chicago defense. They will kick the ball off to Bossier City first, and this defense is going to get a chance to put some more sacks up on the board. Another nice return for Alisatera, who gets the ball out to about the 32, 31 yard line for Bossier City.
Down 17. I know it seems like a lot, but you can't get it all in one play. Try to put a drive together here to start this third quarter and give yourselves something positive to work on once you head back to the sidelines.
And Min Kopech has just had no protection in the backfield, giving up 7 sacks. He's had no time to let plays develop downfield. I think that touchdown catch from Bubba Tree was just a quick pass out. Toss to the left to Bismarck Wright, who was stopped at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up for Bossier City.
Stuart Gotts has been making plays throughout this entire game. Seems like he's caught his number a lot.
Yeah, Gotts is having a big game. Brenda Puff having a big game. These Chicago big tacklers are feasting right now on Bossier City. Kopech drops back to pass, and again, scrambling in the backfield to make something happen. Gets the ball out of his hands, but it is not caught by Bubba Tree. He gets it knocked out of his hands at the line of gain. So 3rd and 10 now for Bossier City. These are pass rush situations for Chicago. They're going to pin their ears back.
Pin their ears back. They got one job: kill the quarterback.
Bunch formation out to the left side for Kopech, a receiver on the near side as well. That's Bubba Tree. Right in the backfield, goes to the flat. Kopech passes out, and it is almost picked off at the 40-yard line by Chicago, but instead it falls to the ground, and Bossier City starts the second half with a 3 and out.
3 and out. Didn't even have the ball for a full minute, and that's just not something you want. Giving Chicago the ball back with all this momentum. Listen to this crowd.
This crowd is hyped up. This defense is really, really pinning them down right now. Aside from that big touchdown grab from Bubba Tree, this Bossier City offense has done very little. Henry McGee gets the punt return, only about 3 yards on that one, out to the 35-yard line. Decent field position for Chicago to come out, try to make something happen on their first drive of the second half.
Their running game is pretty much held in check until the later half of the second quarter. Let's see if they try to feature the running game here in his third quarter.
Isaac Knox is not putting up his cartoon numbers that he's had in the first couple of weeks. That could change in the second half. He's had 7 touchdowns and over 500 yards on the ground, and he's not on pace for this game, but we'll see what happens in the second half. Petty drops back to pass, and he's going to scramble, and he gets about 6 yards on an improvised run. That was not a called running play by Petty. He decided to cut, tuck, and run, and that was a good decision. There was just really no one in the middle of the field. He was able to get 6 yards on 1st and 10.
Dylan Petty's contract is a lot cheaper than Type Attack's. Perhaps Seattle is going to make a move in the offseason and tell Type Attack take a seat on the bench.
It is possible. And toss out to Isaac Knox, who gets about 4 yards on the carry. Just it looks like he was going to get stuffed at the line of scrimmage, but kept turning his legs, kind of rolled over his defender to get a couple of more yards on that carry. We've seen him do that all season so far. That's kind of how he's getting extra yards, is just keep moving his legs.
Yeah.
Another busy formation in the backfield sends Henry McGee in motion back toward the line. This is a run play all the way. Handoff to Isaac Knox, and he gets the first down. Another tough run for Isaac Knox.
Not necessarily impressing you with his rushing performance like he has the first 2 weeks, but he's doing enough to keep the chains moving.
It's not flashy, but yeah, they're keeping the chains moving, and it's not like they need to keep Bossier City offense off the field necessarily, but controlling it could be the way to go in the second half. He has all the time in the world again to pass. Dylan Petty does, out to Henry McGee, who makes another man miss. He is just, every single time he is catching these passes, he's getting some extra yards on them. He is having an unbelievable day. 2 touchdown catches, as well as that kick return. 171 yards through the air for Henry McGee. His huge day continues.
The replay didn't do it just because it wasn't played at full speed, but the way he was able to catch the ball and turn around and cut back upfield and pick up speed was very impressive.
Yes, it was. And now Petty is set up with 2 in the backfield. Isaac Knox behind the tight end. We've got got man in motion. That's Rochelle Johnson down to the near side. Another run play here. Isaac Knox breaks the tackle and is into the defensive backfield for a huge gain of about 15 yards. And there is an injury on the field. Oh, you don't want to see that. That is a linebacker for Bossier City. He was down on the field. Hopefully it's not too big of an injury. We'll get word on that as soon as we can. Chicago
don't want to see it.
No, you hate to see it. You hate to see it, especially right before the tournament begins next week. But Chicago is set up at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. Another heavy set on the right side, but it's a pass. Dylan Petty passes out to the near side flat for no gain to Abad Ruiz, the second.
That's the 3rd or 4th time we've seen Bossier City come out in man defense. The first time we've seen Chicago run a pass play on it, and it was very effective. No gain.
No gain at all. And now Chicago again, 2 receivers out wide on the far side, blitz. 1 near. Bossier City is showing blitz, man coverage. Oh, nope, sorry, zone coverage, it looks like. Bossier City is showing, and Petty is going to scramble again on this one. Tries to slide, but gets nailed after getting a few yards running. It's going to be 3rd and 4 for Chicago. Petty, another dangerous scramble, but it ends up being okay. 3rd and manageable for Chicago.
Every time Ashley Jackson slides with the Scorpions, I get nervous, but she keeps asking for more opportunities, and I continue to tell her no.
Petty sends Bobby Tarantino in motion to the near side, and he drops back to pass. Quick pass out to Abad Ruiz, the second, who's had a few opportunities this game so far to make a big play, and this one sticks. It is a touchdown for Chicago.
Man-to-man defense lined up against a linebacker, and that was a mismatch. Looked like his own man might have gotten away a bit and deterred him, to kind of not allow him to cover him the way he would like to with that angle. And Chicago takes advantage again and putting up points in bunches at this point.
You were absolutely right. And this is kind of the game we thought it might be early on, but now Chicago's starting to pour it on in the second half. Have you ever wanted to be the play-by-play or analyst broadcaster? We are looking for passionate SFL participants or viewers just like you to join the team for this minor league and next major league season. Please visit simulationfl.net/broadcasting for more details on how you can get involved and get your voice on the call. This will be returned by Alice. Oh, that was a big tackle. Alice Atera gets the return again out to the 25-yard line. She is a decent returner, but has not been able to spring one despite a few decent returns.
Great coverage downfield. Got to give them that. They've been doing a great job with their zone discipline.
Kopech in this Steamers offense has got to get something going here. And it's going to be a handoff to Bismarck Wright, who gets 6 yards on the carry.
2nd down and 4. Might be time to get away a bit from your designed offense and get a bit more pass heavy to try and get back in this game.
They're going to have to start slinging it. I agree. But a heavy set on the line. Looks like another run to Bismarck Wright, and it is. And he gets a 1st down and more. Good 2nd down play call. Right to the right side and not the left. That's kind of a different look than what we've seen so far in this game. Good blocking down. Wow.
Great block.
Great block. Wow. Outstanding block.
Almost tore his ACL with that block.
It's a dangerous looking block, but it sprung Bismarck Wright for a good gain and 1st down for Bossier City. First and 10 for Kopech. And a toss out left. We've just been talking about that left toss play. They get 3 yards on that. We have an update. Philadelphia 3, Nashville 10 at the half. Kenny Hendricks has 5 catches for 79 yards for Nashville. Philly has picked off the Nashville QB thumper twice. Philadelphia was in line to potentially be the number 1 if Chicago ended up losing this one and Philly won. Chicago does not look like any danger of that, but Kopech swings out right, and actually completes the pass to Adam Grabowski. It's just like you've said. You've said a few times, Eddie, get Adam Grabowski involved. He is a pro. He can really make things happen in your offense, and that is, I believe, his first grab of the game.
It is, and I like the play call. They've been bringing pressure all night. He rose away from the pressure, buys himself more time. Adam Grabowski ran an out route in his direction and was wide open. Great job. Great catch, Adam.
Kopech gets a little bit more time and actually gets a strike to Bubba Tree. Wow, what a play. Bubba Tree had no one around him. He got so open in the defensive backfield for Chicago. And wow, what a huge gain for Bubba Tree. Bossier City is set up very nicely at around the 15, 16-yard line. What a huge play.
Bubba Tree and Nick Twice have been most effective when they're running routes across the intermediate deep middle of the field, not toward the sidelines.
You were absolutely right. That was a huge gainer for Tree.
Toss.
And it's another toss to the left for Bismarck, right? I mean, they've just been running this play. I mean, I think that's probably the 12th time they've run that play.
Yeah, Stuart Gotts was a ball player for Sioux Falls last season. He's kept that momentum going here back in the minors as a developmental player. He's made a number of open field tackles tonight.
Yes, he has, and he's maybe has an opportunity to get a lot more if Bossier City keeps calling these toss plays. Put a man in motion, bunch formation to the far side. Kopech, good blocking. Oh, he had Bubba Tree in single coverage. Tree had a step on his man, but too much air under that pass for Kopech. Good coverage, actually. Now that I see that replay, great coverage by Chicago.
Chicago had 10 men within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage pre-snap. Only one man back deep. He was only about maybe 8 yards off the line of scrimmage. So I thought if the offensive line gave him time, the ball's going to be going over everyone's head. It did, but it also went over into the target's head too.
It did indeed. And it's a crucial 3rd and 9 here. It'll be interesting to see what Bossier City does if they don't get this. They are blitzing. They're bringing in, and they actually pick it up. Oh. They pick up the blitz, and they're going to call that a touchdown. Bubba Tree catches that ball right at the goal line. They're going to almost certainly take another look at that.
Yeah.
But if it stands, that is a touchdown, and it will be Bubba Tree's second of the game for Bossier City.
And that might be the retroactive catch of the game. Let's get another look at this, as it was very close. Oh, I think he did get in.
You might be right, and you know what? You called it. That is the nice hands catch of the game, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it. SFL 4K 23. Get it now. And they are not even going to look at this one, I don't think. And you know what? I think you're right. I think that was a touchdown. And what a catch by Bubba Tree, and Bossier City hanging in there. They've got some ground to make up, still down 17, but they needed that touchdown, and they got it.
Quick strike offenses. They scored in a hurry. I mean, they pretty much abandoned the run game on that drive other than the first play of the game, and got the ball downfield and scored in a hurry.
Well, you called it, partner. You said they needed to air it out a bit more, and they did. They found Bubba Tree a couple times, including for that touchdown. Henry McGee, oh my God, lowers his shoulder, obliterates a defender at about the 30-yard line. Henry McGee, they might have to drug test this dude after this game. What is going on?
That's what I'm saying. I think that's a tight end he just ran over like that. My goodness.
Henry McGee making a statement here for the Chicago Warriors headed into the double elimination tournament next week. Making his statement, and Chicago is set up at the 34-yard line. Dylan Petty, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Isaac Knox is gonna get a healthy dose of carries on this drive. And he does get one on first down, only gets 2 yards on that play. They had that covered pretty well. Bossier City did.
Dylan Petty's on the sidelines calling that play road rage, in which Petty just ran over or through, I should say, the tight end like that.
Yeah, Henry McGee was man possessed on that return. Petty back to pass, and that was a dangerous pass. I think it was a miscommunication there between he and Henry McGee. McGee kept running toward the far side of the field. I think Dylan Petty thought he was going to set up in the middle there, and that was almost picked off by Bossier City. It would have been a disaster, but instead it falls incomplete, 3rd and 8.
3rd down and long. We haven't seen Chicago in this situation too many times.
No, we haven't. Bunches on the far side, one receiver near. Isaac Knox in the backfield. Petty has all the time in the world again.
He dropped it.
He had all the time in the world. He had Bobby Tarantino up the sidelines, but Tarantino could not reel it in. That is just a drop that you just can't have as a wide receiver in this league, just off of his hands. Chicago's going to have to punt this one away.
Unfortunate, as like you said, had a man wide open, and that'd have been a foot race to the end zone had he come up with it.
Bossier City's going to want to throw away the game tape on the pass rush performance on this game, I think.
Absolutely.
And that was Nick Twice with the punt return there. A decent return. It gets a few yards on it. And they'll be set up at their own 38-yard line to start this drive. Let's see what Amen Kopech can do. He aired it out last time and found Bubba Tree for a few huge catches, including that touchdown. Let's see what they do here. 2 behind him in the backfield, 2 receivers, 2 the near side, 1 to the far. Another handoff to Bismarck right up the middle. It gets only about 1 yard on this play. They have just not really been able to get the run game going, Eddie.
Yeah. Gunny McGuire is in the SFL YouTube chat, one of the classiest gentlemen across the entire SFL, congratulating players on the field who are hashtag making an impact, even if they don't play for his team. Kudos, young man.
Hashtag indeed making an impact. Nick Twice goes in motion for Bossier City, and Kopech gets the ball, drops back, quick pass out again to Bubba Tree. We've got some laundry on the field. I think that is a face mask on the tackle for Bubba Tree. It is indeed a face mask of the 15-yard variety. That is going to be extra yardage. Huge turn of events for Bossier City. Chicago cannot be making mistakes like that to let Bossier City get back into this game.
Already inside field goal range with that penalty.
Kopech sends Twice in motion to the far side. 2 in the backfield, including Storm, who we haven't seen in a few plays. He stays. And absolutely pummeled again. 8th sack of the game for the Chicago front. I mean, even with Storm remaining in the backfield, he does not pick up the block.
Yeah.
And again, this front gets a sack on Amen Kopech.
Chicago defensive line is playing a game of meet me at the quarterback.
Absolutely. Rough go so far for Kopech. I mean, he is just on his back a lot. Bunch formation, far side, snaps the ball, and that is in and out of the hands of Nick Twice. Now available, free to download. You can play the SFL video game on the go on the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, an emulator for 4K 23 in the palm of your hand. Order the Retroid today at GoRetroid.com. Search SFL and download our mod at simulationfl.net/4K23. Retroid, the official console of the SFL. Kopech has got 4 receivers out for him this play, and it is picked off. It is picked off, and he has got some room in front of him. Makes a man miss, and he makes another man miss. Oh, wow, what a return on that play. Chicago with a massive, that is Michaela Foraker. She comes up huge for Chicago with the pick and the huge return. Oh, just tries it one too many times to get Bubba Tree going. And Michaela Foraker with just an outstanding return after that pick.
looking the ball all the way in, just keeping her eyes on the quarterback. Ball came right to her. She catches it. And what's even more impressive is as an interceptor, the last person you want tackling you is the quarterback. And she did a great job of not allowing Amon to do that.
She was looking like Deron Bland on that play, making the quarterback miss. All right. We have got 1st and 10. Dylan Petty set up nicely with good field possession. He's going to scramble again and slides after about getting 3 yards. A lot of deep breaths Chicago's got to be taken when Dylan Petty's taken off like that. But so far, it hasn't turned into a disaster.
Ashley Jackson is someone watching this game and saying, hey, coach, give me some design runs too.
Petty drops back to pass and finds Henry McGee. Who else for a 1st down, and they do not have to run another play. We're going to get to the end of the 3rd quarter. What a game so far for Chicago. Their defense has been playing, and Henry McGee has been doing an outstanding job. All right, we're going to the final frame here in the Windy City. 31-14, Chicago ahead of Bossier City. SFLm. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Dylan Petty drops back to pass on 1st down and throws a duck, and it is picked off by Bossier City, and another huge return. I cannot believe Dylan Petty let that ball loose. Oh, what an enormous mistake by Chicago. They could have run this thing out, and the free safety gets an easy pick and good return here for Bossier City, setting them up on Chicago's side of the field.
Cover 3 defense at the snap of the ball, ran straight to the sidelines. That's something you have to pick up as a quarterback. It's an easy read. There's nothing there. You either throw that ball somewhere else or take off and run with it. That was just a terrible decision that time by Chicago.
Dylan Petty just stared it down, and the free safety there just made a play on the ball. Kopech set up really, really nice field position on about the 41-yard line, has a lot of time to pass, and gets it downfield. Wow.
Adam Grabowski.
All the time. Adam Grabowski, you called it. You start getting him involved, good things happen.
That's my guy, Adam Grabowski. Very excited to be a part of the SFL. Loves being here. Loves being in the Arizona locker room. I remember when we first interviewed the guy, he was honored just to even be called up prematurely, and he is a great guy. He's probably going to be around for a long time.
He is balling tonight for the Steamers in the 2nd half. They've gotten him involved in a couple of huge catches. Kopech in business at the 18-yard line. Toss out to Bismarck Wright, who gets a nice block and gets sprung and almost, I thought he was going to score for a second, but he gets pushed out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. What a run for Bismarck Wright. Amazing blocking downfield for really the first time in about a quarter and a half. We've seen some good blocking from Bossier City.
Pushed out of bounds at around a 2.5-yard line. Thought he had a chance to score, but Chicago did a great job getting over there and corralling him and forcing him out of bounds.
I mean, don't look now, but Bossier City, if they score here on this drive, this is still a football game. Bismarck Wright's got 95 yards on the ground today. Kind of a quiet 95 yards, but that's still an impressive day. Kopech drops back to pass and has a time, and I think that's going to be a touchdown. It is. It is to Bubba Tree again. Bubba Tree with 3 touchdown catches for Bossier City. What a game he is having. He's looking at Henry McGee's stat line and saying, hey, bud, I think I gotta put up some big numbers too.
Just ran a drag route across the middle of the field, and the linebackers were sagging back deep into coverage, anticipating a route further downfield, but he saw it, cut his route off short, looked back at the quarterback, waved his arm, says, hey, I'm open, hit me now, and hit him he did, and Bossier City, an extra point away from a 10-point deficit.
Chat saying, Bubba, hat trick. You are absolutely right. 3 touchdown catches on the day for Bubba Tree. And just like that, Bossier City within 10 points of Chicago. Chicago looked like they were really pulling away with this one. And Bossier City has hung in there, and they made a couple of big plays on defense. They've caused turnovers like they have all season so far, and they're still in this thing. Short kick to the 10-yard line. Henry McGee's got a chance on this one. Does not spring it, but does get out to the 35-yard line. Good field position for Chicago.
Good field position. 8 minutes and 50 seconds left in this contest. Plenty of time for Bossier City to come back, but they're going to need to get stops as Chicago's offense has looked great for the most part of this game.
You are correct. I would be shocked if Isaac Knox does not get a lot of handoffs on this one to try to run some clock out. Feels like with the ball hawks on Bossier City, it feels like throwing the ball is a little bit of a risk here. But they are going to throw the ball on first down. A quick pass out to the flat, and it is a nice gainer for Bobby Tarantino, who catches it well before the first down marker, but then gets a nice run after catch to get that first down for the Warriors.
One thing I've noticed about Chicago's offense tonight is they do a great job of spreading the defense out all night long. We've seen them come out in these bunt sets, spreading defenses out wide, versus nickel looks and just making it an easy read for the quarterback.
Yeah, they're giving this defense a lot of different looks. You're right.
Here it is again.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Another bunch formation to the far side, one receiver to the near side, and Isaac Knox in the backfield. Another drop back to pass. A little surprised by this, but does find his man again. That is Rochelle Johnson, the tight end, who just in traffic makes a great catch. And another first down for Chicago. So Chicago hearing me in the booth and just laughing because I'm saying be conservative, run some clock out. They are passing the ball downfield with great effectiveness in this drive.
Pretty much all night long, they've had their way with this passing game, with the exception of those ill-advised throws that led to some Bossier City scores. 4-4 defense this time, and they're spread out again with a base bunch.
And another drop back to pass. And oh, wow, he's got Henry McGee wide open.
Block.
Ooh, well, amazing block. Lowers his shoulder, and he gets all the way to the 3-yard line. Chicago set up first and goal. Henry McGee having an absolutely ridiculous day through the air. Raised the roof indeed. I don't know what year it is, Henry McGee, but I'm good with it. That's fine. You want to stir the pot later? We could do that.
Oh, my goodness. That's a good line. Look at number 22. I wasn't going to call him out, but they did a great job of sealing him and allowing the receiver to come up big and cut up field and almost scored.
Look at that line. 215 yards on the day for Henry McGee. Not even to mention the 150-plus yards of return yards he's had. Petty drops back to pass again. That was a dangerous throw. He had him on the slant, but amazing coverage by Bossier City on that play to prevent the touchdown.
All that started with the pass rush they got. They didn't get to the quarterback, but they forced a quick throw, threw it a bit prematurely, and it's going to set up a second down and goal.
You've got one of the biggest bruising running backs in the league, and Isaac Knox. You've got to feel like he's got to get the ball at least once in this situation. Second and goal from the 3-yard line. He does indeed get this handoff and will score a touchdown. Gets out to the right side, bounces off a tackle, and strolls into the end zone. That is Isaac Knox's first touchdown of this game, 8th of the season so far. That is 8 touchdowns in 3 games. Isaac Knox puts points on the board for Chicago.
You knew it was only a matter of time. The young man came in here, like he said, with 7 touchdowns. Here late in the fourth, he's just getting his first touchdown of the day. But congratulations to him. Just continue to drive and push the legs and get that first touchdown out the way.
You figured he would have had a bigger part of this game so far, but the way that Henry McGee has been playing, I don't blame him. But now Isaac Knox, starting to get more involved, gets that touchdown. Chicago up again by 17 with 7 minutes left to go in regulation. The final night of SFLm pool play continues tonight at 10:15 p.m. Eastern with 4 teams fighting for seeding. First, Albuquerque comes back home for the first time this season to face Lexington. I'm calling that game at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. San Jose moves into their new home and hosts Pittsburgh. It's all coming up right here on SFL YouTube. Twice gets this kick and gets face masked at about the 20. Let's see if this is an incidental or a personal foul. It looks like incidental, so another 5 yards tacked on to the end of that run, and Bossier City will be set up nicely at the 32-yard line.
32-yard line, pretty good starting field position. Their passing game has picked up these past couple of drives, but let's see if the Chicago defensive line doesn't have something to say about it.
Let's see, indeed. Bossier City, 2 in the backfield, including Storm and Wright. They are going to send Alice Itera in motion to the far side. And Kopech is going to drop back, and I'm going to guess pass, and he does indeed. Out to the flat to Storm, who almost breaks it, but steps out of bounds after about a 5-yard gain.
Stops the clock, so I can't be mad at him. 7 minutes left in the game. You want to stop the clock as much as you can if you're Bossier City.
Yeah, you need as much time. You got 3 scores within about 7 minutes here to get back in this thing. And a drop back from Kopech, who gets it out. Oh, that was a tough play. Bossier City looking for the tight end in the seam there, but Kopech could not make the connection. And it's going to be 3rd and 5.
9 route they ran. Right up this, like you said, the seam, straight towards the end zone.
Now 3rd and 5, 2 in the backfield, 2 near side, 1 far side. Kopech back has a lot of time. And, it looks like we're going to get maybe a defensive holding or pass interference call. Let's see what the call is. And it is indeed defensive pass interference against Chicago. That is a killer, and it moves the sticks for Bossier City.
Another look at this. I don't know if that ball was catchable. Oh, you never mind. I'll take that back. It was a good call.
Yeah, that was almost a pick play there, preventing Itera to get out to the outside. That was a good call, I think, by the refs. Alice Itera had no chance to get that one after the contact, and Bossier City gets the first down.
And stops the clock.
Yes, it does. That is a good call, partner. Yeah, that's a big deal. Moves the chains, moves some yardage, and stops the clock. Kopech sends twice in motion again to the near side. Chicago showing that they may blitz on this one. Let's see if they do indeed. And they do send 5, but they drop a couple back in coverage. And we might get another defensive pass interference against Alice Itera. Alice Itera good at drawing these flags in the 4th quarter.
Proving that females can play this game too.
Absolutely. Alice Itera can play this game. Making some savvy plays in the middle of the field and moving the sticks. Hey, by any means necessary.
Any means necessary. And stops the clock again.
And Kopech will drop back to pass and has some time on this one.
My goodness.
Diving attempt.
Stuart Gotts has been playing fantastic all game long. If he was not a member of that Sioux Falls team, I'm sure he's a free agent, so whoever lands him is going to pick up a great ball player.
Yeah, he's going to have a lot of suitors next weekend for the free agency frenzy. Almost came away with a pick there, but he has been all over the field in this game. 2nd and 10 for Bossier City. Kopech drops back to pass again, gets a decent amount of coverage, and also gets a strike to Adam Grabowski for a first down. I am shocked they have not called his number more often, and he has been a first down machine here in the second half for Bossier City.
Grabowski, Adam Grabowski, tight end, starting tight end for Bossier City. Give this young man the ball.
The big Grabowski, that rug really ties the room together. What a catch for him. And Bossier City with another first down. They're not quite in 1st and goal range. but they are close at the 12-yard line. Kopech drops back to pass. Interesting look there and gets it out to Bubba Tree. That was an interesting bunch formation. It kind of confused. It looked like the Chicago defenders, and Tree was able to get free to the outside to make that catch for 7 yards.
I know he catches that pass, but if they give the ball to Nick twice instead, Bubba Tree can lay a block for him. He may score.
2nd and 3, 5-yard line. They can get a first down without a touchdown. Let's see what happens. Wright gets the handoff and breaks his tackle and is into the end zone for a touchdown. Looks like he might have been brought down before, but breaks the tackle and gets into the end zone. Bossier City not going down without a fight. They score again, and nice running. Bismarck Wright.
You know, Bossier City, they had a hard time scoring that first half, but they have really figured things out here in the second half, and I commend them for continuing to fight despite the score. They continue to push, drive, and try to get all the effort they can out of these players to get back into this game.
Absolutely. And kick is up and good. Bossier City within 10. Chicago, 5.5 minutes left to go in the game. They've got a comfortable lead, but maybe not too comfortable. Bossier City going to kick this, and we'll see what Petty in this offense does. Kick not deep. It is again returned. This is not Henry McGee. A good return, though. Henry McGee taking a breather on the sideline, deciding to give someone else a shot at the return.
Bobby Tarantino on the return.
That is Bobby Tarantino again, indeed, with a decent return out to the 37-yard line.
Bossier City needs to stop them, and they need it now. Let's see if they can get it, or Chicago's going to continue to force their will.
They do indeed. Another ball hawking opportunity here would be great, but instead it's going to be Isaac Knox with the handoff. I would not be surprised if he gets a lion's share of touches on this drive to keep the clock moving. He gets 7 yards on that first down.
If I'm the head coach of Chicago, and I'm not, I'm just a broadcaster, but if I'm the head coach, I'm giving the ball to Knox until they prove they can't stop him.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that is probably what I would do as well, but we will see if that coaching staff agrees. This looks like another run with a crowded backfield, and it is indeed a handoff to Isaac Knox, who makes a man miss in the backfield and gets another couple yards after the first down marker to move the sticks. He ends up around midfield, and this clock keeps running.
Just under 5 minutes. Now, Bossier City does have all 3 timeouts, so let's just keep that in mind as well.
They do indeed. I would not be surprised if they keep those in their back pocket for this drive, but they've got 2 split wide to the far side now, Chicago does. 1 to the near side, 2 in the backfield, and it is a passing play. Petty gets a pass out, and Henry McGee stops the clock.
Yeah, stepped out of bounds.
An interesting move by Henry McGee, but it is 8 yards on the play, setting up a 2nd and 2. I guess it doesn't matter too much if you're getting positive yardage like that, but clock stops, and Petty up close to 300 yards on the day with 3 touchdowns. Pretty good game for him, except for those picks. And a toss out to Knox, makes a man miss, and he almost sprung one, but a shoestring tackle brings Isaac Knox down after about a 7-yard gain.
First down and 10, and for Bossier City to get back into this game, they need to force a 2nd or 3rd and long to give their offense a chance to come back and score points. Base bunch again.
Base bunch again, this time to the near side. And let's see if Petty hands this off or passes it. And it is a pass play. Petty drops back a little bit far, has some time to pass it. And there is a flag on the play. We'll see what that was. If it's going to be defensive pass interference, it is. And that is going to set Chicago up very nicely at the 20-yard line. That is a killer
Killer
to
penalty.
bail Chicago out and create another opportunity for Chicago to continue to run this clock out.
I didn't think that ball was catchable, but the refs thought otherwise.
Yeah, they might have called it basically at the point of release, but you're right. Yeah, there wasn't much around when that ball hit that area. Okay, Isaac Knox gets a handoff and gets, oh my gosh, keeps churning his legs and ends up getting 11 on a play that looked like he would have been tackled after about a 5-yard gain.
It would have been, but he did not skip leg day. Kept turning his legs.
No, he did not. And what a play that Isaac Knox just made. An update from our other game happening. Philadelphia 10, Nashville 31. Kind of a surprising result. 8.5 minutes left in the fourth in that one. Philly probably going to lose this one. Chicago should wrap up their #1 seed if this result holds. Chicago sends a man in motion to the near side. That is Tyler Gregory in motion to the near side, and a handoff goes not to Isaac Knox, to the backup running back who gets about 5 yards on that carry.
Knox taking the breather over there.
Yeah, Music City with a surprising result. Philly had looked so strong in the first couple of weeks of this one. So did Chicago. Everyone kind of talking about Chicago, Philly being the two big teams heading into the tournament. That still may be the case, but Chicago looks like they will be the only undefeated team headed into the tournament.
Any given Tuesday.
Another bruising formation in the backfield and another handoff to Isaac Knox. And Isaac Knox makes a man miss and is into the end zone for a touchdown. I'm going to say that's probably going to do it for this game. Isaac Knox with another great run in the red zone to give Chicago 6 more points.
Extra point penalty is going to be a 17-point lead for Chicago as they continue to rack up points in bunches, no matter the opponent thus far through 3 games this season.
If Hudson James indeed turns this into a 17-point game, it's going to be tough for Bossier City. But Bossier City, I think, how they played the first couple weeks of the season versus playing this team in Chicago, I think they should be pretty happy. Maybe not with the result, but at least with the effort going into the tournament.
I totally agree. I mean, through weeks 1 and 2, they got it done on the ground. Tonight, they got it done through the air for the most part. They did get a good mix of the running game, but the passing game was pretty much put their points on the scoreboard today.
Yeah, what Chicago has not done all season is score less than 40 points. I mean, they are just an offense that is rolling on all cylinders. They got balance. We've seen that balance in this game. And twice with return out to the 27-yard line for Bossier City. We've just seen that balance from Chicago that's made them dangerous in this season so far in the round-robin tournament. We'll get to kind of the format of this double elimination tournament here in a second after this first down play for Bossier City.
Look at the top of the stadium. Did you see that?
I did.
Top funeral home services. Wow.
Listen, everyone's got needs for the end of life. Okay, there we go. Beginning of life for Bubba Tree in his football career. He is having an outstanding game. Hurry up offense here called by Kopech. And a toss out there to Bismarck Wright in the flat. 3-yard loss on that one. And we're going to get to the 2-minute warning. Chicago up 45-28 against Bossier City. Chicago having an outstanding game after kind of a little bit of a rough middle of the game. They've really pulled away here in the second half.
Yes, they did.
After this play, we'll talk about the format of the new double elimination tournament, which is an exciting new format for the SFLm. And a toss out. Oh, almost was that.
Look who it was. Stuart Gotts.
It was
again.
indeed Stuart Gotts having an outstanding game. This double elimination tournament is interesting. Every SFLm team does go to the double elimination tournament, but seeding is involved. So 1 plays 8, 2 plays 7, and so on and so forth. Losers go to a loser's bracket. If they lose again, they will be eliminated. Winners go to the winner bracket. And this game, this tournament could go either January 1st or a few days after, depending on if there is an upset in that winners bracket winner versus losers bracket winner. I like the round robin format. I think it's interesting. I think it's really exciting. We don't see it a lot in American sports. How do you feel about it?
I like it's a change of pace. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of it in the pros. Thank God that's a lot of football. Coaches will be exhausted. But down here in the minors with the shortened season, it's a great idea.
It's a lot of action in a short season. So yeah, it's a fast and frenetic kind of thing. And Bubba Tree, no, sorry, that was Nick Twice who goes in motion to the far side.
Listen to this crowd.
Yeah, this crowd is jazzed. Oh. And that is almost intercepted. Chicago trying to put an exclamation point on this defensive performance.
They are. Great deflection to bat that ball away and give the ball back to your offense. This defense, they have shown flashes of brilliance between Stuart Gotts and these guys on the back end, along with those sacks that they got. I believe it was 8 on a night. I mean, this has been a total team effort by this defense, despite Bossier City putting up 28 points.
And a strip stack return for a touchdown. It's taken off the board. So it's just been a really dominant performance from this defense. And Isaac Knox with the handoff and gets 8 yards on the carry. Bossier City is going to call their first timeout of the second half to try to get something going, maybe get a stop, give their offense a chance to have a miracle comeback here in the last 2 minutes of the game.
I'm trying to give the Chicago coaching staff some love, but looking at their staff list, it does not list who the coach is. I'm assuming it's Type Attack, but he's part of the ownership group.
That is correct indeed. And Chicago is going to let these blocking coverages really materialize for snapping the ball, and Knox will lose a yard on that one, and Bossier City will call their second timeout. So good stop there on second down to give a 3rd and 3 for Chicago. Be interesting to see what Dylan Petty dials up here. My guess is another run play to Knox, but you never know.
Never know.
And a handoff again to Knox, and he gets the blocks downfield to get that first down. Bossier City will call their final timeout, but Chicago can more or less run this clock out now.
Alex Marshall is in the SFL YouTube chat saying, Eddie, it's me. So I'll give you some love. Congratulations goes out to Alex Marshall, who through 3 games in his minor league career has an undefeated record.
That is an impressive performance, and we are in victory formation for Chicago. Chicago is going to wrap up the number 1 seed in the double elimination tournament. They will face the number 8 seed, whoever that may be. You'll have to do some kind of, we may not know actually until the end of the evening who the number 8 seed is, but few opportunities there. But Chicago should have the matchup advantage in that opening round. After 3 weeks, the Chicago team is looking great. What do you think their chances are to go into that tournament and win the whole thing?
I think the chances are great. I thought it was great before the season even started, because when you look at it, other than Albuquerque, they have the most experienced coaching staff throughout this minor league. So I say Albuquerque 1 and Chicago 2. Don't get me wrong, Albuquerque has had their issues. They were winless coming into this week.
Sure.
When you look at their roster, they don't have a single cornerback on there. So it's hard for them to defend the pass when you don't have a star running back on the roster. And they had 3 defensive ends. We're going to plug in that second one that he had to play defensive tackle. So they're just trying to play football with a makeshift offense and defense, and that could be difficult.
Mm-hmm. It can indeed. And this Chicago team is just, it's very balanced. They've got obviously this amazing running back in Isaac Knox, who had a down night tonight, which is a wild thing to say. Even though he had an outstanding night, over 100 yards rushing and a couple of touchdowns, but it's a down night for him. but this is just a balanced offense. We saw Henry McGee with an amazing, amazing performance both in special teams and on offense, and just getting after the quarterback on the defensive side. Obviously, this team for Bossier City's got some issues on that offensive line, but Chicago with a 45-28 victory over Bossier City. Bossier City will go winless in the regular season. Chicago undefeated in the regular season, and a big performance from them. Hey, who was your big player of the game, Eddie, for this Chicago Warriors team?
I mean, they spread the ball around a lot, so hard to put it all on one person, especially when you get 8 sacks from your defensive front. My goodness, it was just a total team effort. Then you look at the quarterback numbers as the stats truck is showing us that now. It's just hard to put a finger on it. When you look across the board and see, I mean, look at Stuart Gossett lined up at linebacker making plays in the open field. You got your front four getting 8 sacks on the day. You got your receiving crew and all your skill position players making plays out there. And then you got the man behind it all, Dylan Petty, playing quarterback when no one was open. He didn't force throws, except for the one bad decision he made that day, almost a pick 6. But other than that, when no one was open, he took off and ran downfield. So it's just a total team effort. So if I'm going to give the game ball to anybody, it's going to be a game ball for the entire team.
Yeah, I could go to anybody. Obviously, Henry McGee had a huge game.
Yeah.
Stuart Gotts on defense. You're right. This was a really crucial team effort. Chicago is just looking like they're rolling into that double elimination tournament next week. All right, folks, we've got another great couple games headed your way just after this in the late slate. So stick around for those games on SFL YouTube. For Eddie Gage, I am John Warren. Thank you so much to everyone in the Stats Truck and production for an amazing game here in Chicago. We are going to wrap up and head to other games. Thanks so much for joining us, and good night here from the Second City.
Arizona, I love y'all, man. Enjoy this off season, you guys. It's flying by fast. Week 1 is around the corner. We're getting ready to re-sign all our guys, and we got some great free agents I'm looking to sign also. Let's